What's up guys, Cloudie here checking in from the America server, and this is gonna be us continuing the Tower of Challenge climb, going to floor 78, which is Mirianne and her army of Mirianne clones, who all work like the hero Mirianne that you can also own in your character roster. So she's a hero type, she does magic damage, and her main ability is that her S1 skill targets the enemy with the lowest magic defense, who in your case would be your DPS in most setups. And this does a lot of damage. All 5 of them will cast this right away as you enter the battle, and then again and again every couple of like 8 seconds or so. I think that was the cooldown of it. So basically you need to deal with the initial barrage, and then you need to not die from the additional waves as well. There are two ways of doing the first one. One is wearing a Ring of Spirit Morphling, which will keep your DPS from dying. The other is using a sacrifice, and it has to be a sacrifice who actually doesn't die, because if they die, then Mirianne will use her S3 and S2 skills, and that will just wipe out your entire team real fast. So I would recommend either using Jane or Chase for this purpose. If you have a Spirit Morphling, I think it's just easier to use that one. But if you do not, then you can try with Jane or Chase being the sacrifice. They need to be not wearing any magic defense gear, so they get targeted for the first wave. Now after the first wave, you need to use something that keeps your character from dying, and that would be Lovril and Mediana, with S2 perked for Lovril and S3 for Mediana. Now with the newest gears, you can also, in Technomagic gears, you can also have like cooldown reduction lines, which will help you rotate your skill more easily. If you have enough lines of that, you can actually make it so that you only use either Lovril or Mediana. So that's kind of handy. You can see that my Crow dropped a lot of health there as he was hit by these initial hits. And he's gonna be hit again right now. And the buff from Lovril is expiring. He could use one more stack actually, but I think he can kill with just this, yeah. So, and then you can see that the buff is almost out, and Lovril's cooldown was not quite there yet, so this was a bit of a close call, but we should be able to clear from here. So we clear the main boss, we put up the skill from Mediana again, and then we just need to clear these. They're gonna interrupt me again, but whatever, I should be able to clear from here. So basically this is it. After this, we're just gonna look at the gears. So let's see what I used to actually get this clear once the loading screens are done. Now, which DPS you use is entirely up to you. I used Crow as a homage to QX Gaming's video where he climbed the entire tower with Crow, but yeah, you could use any DPS regardless if it's a melee or a ranged DPS. It's just that you do not have to die to the damage from Mirianne there. So my Mediana, nothing fancy. I use a feather because she doesn't take any damage here, so more damage against the boss. Lovril had like a medal, not really fancy, but you need this perk so your target is staying alive. I do not have any good TM gears for them with the cooldown reduction lines, otherwise you could just use one or the other one here. Crow, well, you have seen my Crow before, probably a 1 plus 16 with some fairly okay-ish Manticore gear, and I have a Ring of Spirit Morph artifact. You do not need the 5-star, a 0-star is perfectly enough. It's just you need this to survive the initial barrage, otherwise you just get yeeted out of the fight. And then my fill-up, I like to use the Golden Mask of Ancient King because the tank actually takes a lot of damage, and one thing that actually does work here very well is magic dodge, because the Miriannes, they do not have any way to mitigate that, so you can go up to like pretty high percentages of dodge, and that will help your tank live a lot longer, because the only real healer I had here is Mediana, and she doesn't have that much healing, especially because you need the mana for her S3. So yeah, that's just something that I found, that if I run with more magic dodge, then my tank will not take so much damage. It doesn't really matter which tank you take, it's just for some amp and so for someone to be taking the hits from the Miriannes while you are mowing them down. So that's it really, guys. Hope this one helps you clear Mirianne, and then we will be back soon with the final 2 stages of the tower. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And this has been Cloudie for now. See you in the next one. Bye bye.